I recently read that the average American spends roughly 6 hours a day, at least, in front of a screen. I'm no different. My typical day is wake up, grab my phone, see what kind of chaos happened the night before, make some coffee, watch YouTube, check emails, Facebook, whatever. And when I'm not looking at a screen, I've got headphones in, listening to a podcast or music. My life is perpetual input. Nearly every waking hour is spent with some sort of content going into my head. And that can't be good. That's got to have some sort of terrible effect on me. So, I want to see what it's like to spend 24 hours without a screen or any external digital input. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend a full day seeing and hearing only what's natural, or maybe the sound of a tool, a day without music, or a podcast, or a commercial, a day with just my thoughts, completely unplugged, a day without technology. Mostly. So the goal for today is to limit my tech use as much as possible, but in reality I'm just limiting my screen and input use, so this isn't really necessary. It would be easier for me to just slam the Keurig down and make coffee that way, but I don't know, this just feels much more in line with the day. So I imagined I would sit here in my normal spot and drink my coffee and maybe wax poetically about the way light enters the room, but honestly, it's not that interesting. It's not that profound. It is interesting, hearing the little sounds from our cats, or maybe hearing a dog bark from a neighborhood over, the bird songs, watching the world wake up, hearing it wake up, rather than hearing whatever chaos is in my headphones. It's kind of nice. So I want to do today justice. I reckon there's a million things I can do and a damn good excuse to do them, but in all of it, I want to really explore what's in my head. Do I constantly have input because I'm bored, or is it a more nefarious reason? Are there thoughts I'm trying to avoid, and if so, what are they? And the great irony of the day is the very technology I'm trying to avoid is the same I'm using to record the day. So the rules are the phone stays in airplane mode, and I will only use the camera when the GoPro dies. So this day will take a great bit of discipline for me. All right, so I'm fueled up. You're fueled up. Let's do this. Every day, either my wife or I will take the brown one out for at least a 2-mile walk. And whenever Misty does it, she does it with the sounds of nature completely unimpeded, and I always have headphones on, and I think I just figured out why. Like a walking wine machine. What is that, a vintage noir? Maybe a 46 Cabernet? That is a wine joke, ladies and gents. Thank you. Well, sick. We've worn out the dog. Now let's wear out the man. Months ago, I had the van parked where the truck is. Tried backing the van out, and I overestimated the turn radius of the van. So I ended up in this terrible little Austin Powers situation. So Misty had to come out and completely dismantle this fence, and I've been meaning to fix it for 4 or 5 months. 5-minute fix. Righto. Looks much better. What else can I get into? Ultimately, today is pretty pointless. Hear nothing and do tons. Music drives me. It always has. I picked up my first guitar at 15, dove headfirst into pop punk, had a Blink-182 ripoff band for a bit, and it's just been constant noise since. It helps me to stay focused, motivated, and get things done. But it is unique that all these things I've been meaning to do have been put on the back burner. My yard is looking much like my head if I take off this hat. Balding. It's time to reseed this thing. And it takes a day like today to actually be focused enough to do them. I'm not distracted with changing a song or a band or start a new podcast. I'm just doing. But before music, I had video games, movies, and cartoons. I find it amazing how easy it is to go 30-something years without a single day of silence. 30-something years without nothing more than my own thoughts. Speaking of things I've been putting off for way too long, this is my shed. A 10 by 12 foot junk drawer. I've been meaning to go through all this and kind of organize things. What better day to do it than now? And the shed is now much better, much more functional. We try to be, responsible pet owners and pick up Suki's poop when we take her on a walk. Something has been getting into it. Not sure what. Some sort of little critter. So I'm building a little box for us to put it in. It's something I never would have done without a day like today. Ever. Never would have done it. And there we go. That might work. I haven't had a whole hell of a lot of thoughts today. There have been a few. Some definitely better than others. 30 minutes of being awake, and I instantly feel less enraged or anxious about world news or politics or whatever. My day is exponentially improved by not immediately looking at my phone. One of the great crimes in American culture is the hate that the fanny pack has received. I wonder if my neighbors can hear me talking to myself all day. Allegedly, a chicken is the closest living relative to a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Does that mean a Tyrannosaurus Rex was just a really big chicken? Because if so, that would be an absolutely terrifying creature. I imagine them like having a friend over or something. Oh, who's that talking to himself over there? Across the street. I'm wearing $60 shorts, a $40 shirt, $30 hat, and probably one of my favorite pieces of thing on me right now is free. Crappy little pink sunglasses. There's gotta be something in there, I guess. I don't know. Some thought. Or maybe I'm just an idiot and I like stupid stuff. Oh, that's Ryan. He does that. He wanders around his property and mumbles to himself. We don't bother him. We let him do it. He thinks he's interesting. 3 hours into the day, I feel much happier, calm, accomplished. I'm doing a lot around the house. This is nice. I think these animals are much more relaxed around me today than they have been in an extraordinarily long time. And I think it probably has something to do with me not just blasting perpetual noise. I don't know. Maybe there's something to this to make them more relaxed. I reckon every day of your life is much like the day that I'm about to experience. You don't have the joy of listening to music. You don't have the joy of watching somebody stupid on YouTube do stupid things, or maybe watch the low-key series. You have the joy of just being in silence. So every day of your life is what I'm experiencing now, isn't it? And I reckon that's a little weird, huh? It's a little weird for me to think about. Dog with headphones on? That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Ooh. Can you hear music? Do you understand music? Can you feel music the way that I do? What about movies? Can you watch a movie? Do you understand that it's a movie? It's intriguing, isn't it? Come here. Oh. Alright. We'll go. Alright, settle. Okay. We're going to do it. I think more people need to have a day like this. Full-fledged productivity while only hearing nature or thinking stupid thoughts like this. Or maybe I need to have more of my hazy beer. I heard a line in a song recently. Boredom is a crime. And I think I've allowed myself to force myself into that thought process. I refuse to be bored. I'm constantly consuming something to avoid that feeling. And make no mistake, this day has been boring for me. I have struggled to not listen to music or a podcast or to turn on the TV or look at my phone in any capacity. But I've discovered throughout this day that boredom can be a gift. I mean, here I am training my dog, or at least trying, you know. I don't really know what I'm doing, and she's probably a little too far gone at this point, but here we are. We haven't done this in years, and that's the gift boredom has given me. I'm more connected to my property. I've accomplished more than I have wanted to in a very long time, and I'm more connected to my animals than I have been in years. I don't know. I think if you want to get shit done and maybe change the perspective that you might have for the world and yourself, I don't know. Unplug. Get bored a little. Who knows what's going to happen? I think today was really about things done too late, be it chores around the house or deeper, more meaningful things. Inevitably, I feel films are better with drama, so I definitely should have done this months ago. Years back, I went to therapy when dealing with some hard times in my life, and the therapist taught me about something called mindfulness meditation. It's where you imagine your thoughts, either good or bad, as a cloud. You focus on your breathing, and when a thought pops up, you think, gee, that's interesting, and imagine it pass by like a cloud would, bringing you back to your breathing. But I suppose I'm fairly lucky these days, because today was really nothing but blue skies. Also, I gotta be honest with you guys, I've been staring at screens all day. There's one here, there's one there, there's one over there. I'm a friggin' idiot.